Good morning, everyone. And if you're watching this, I guess congratulations, you have made it into the year 2021. Crazy year 2020. Although the way the year has started, you're probably wondering what you got yourself into. Personally, I mean, watching what happened last Wednesday at the nation's capital, as a black man, there are two forms of massive oppression. It's the police and the white supremacists. And last Wednesday, I watched these two going against each other, but also together, right? It should have been confusing, but really, it wasn't for me. And I mean, it really made me think, right, about all the stereotypes that has been spread about me, about black people through all these years. Right? One of the main ones that I'm thinking of is black people cannot work together. Right? You probably heard that from your white friends, from your black friends. It's a narrative, right? Black people cannot work together. And I mean, I knew that already, but watching this really confirmed that if it's true for us, it's true for everybody else. Right? It's just the difference is everybody else get to do their dirt and then get back to work. You know, just work as usual, business as usual, except for us, right? If one of us say, give me freedom or give me death, James Baldwin said that, right? All these people, they can talk about give me freedom, give me death, threaten elected officials, threaten their lives. And then, you know, you have all this justification, patriotic, all that. I mean, you heard of that narrative. I don't want to focus on that, really. But then we said the exact same thing word for word, and then it becomes an act of terrorism, black and brown people. But anyways, these made me think also, right? What's a lot of these things are being revealed, are being confirmed. We knew that. But now it's stuff that you can't really hide anymore. And so I'm thinking, how are we gonna use this momentum? Talking about us black folks. How are we gonna use that momentum? How are we going to reimagine the way that we do things now that things are changing? You know, they're not where they're supposed to be, but we have more resources now to be able to do our job. Reimagine, I'm thinking, when I say this, I'm thinking reimagine in a way that we're not gonna do things according to their standards, but ours. Right? And this is not a divisive narrative, really. I'm talking about for all these years, there is a narrative about us that we are not competent. We can't work together, we don't have enough knowledge, and it does not matter what we do, right? There has been a black man that had the highest position in the world, right? And I mean, say what you want about the man, about Barack Obama. He just proved that he can do the job that they do better, as good, it's one of the two, right? Because if you look at the two people that were before and after him, it's the quintessence of incompetence. But yet it was not enough, right? It's not. This narrative is still out there, right? And I mean, we have proved so many times that we are powerful, that we can do work, that we can excel, but yet, you know, it's not enough for us to be put in a position of power at work, in schools, in politics, right? The majority of people leading communities of colors, which they know nothing about, they don't look like us. It's changing now. Shout out to Jamal Bowman. It's changing now. So how are we going to use that momentum? I really am wondering. You know, I love watching shows, right? And I had a conversation with my son, and I was telling him, right, this is funny how even in those sci-fi, any TV shows, right, when they are willing to go deep into imagination, when we can imagine people flying, going through walls, having super strengths, lifting buildings up, right? It's easy for the audience to connect to that and make sense of it. But if you produce a show that takes place in the medieval, like, you know, it's impossible to think of putting a black person in a position of, you know, being the queen or a king, right? Like, the audience can't pass the fact that, wait, this is back in the days. There's no such thing, black people. They were slaves, right? It makes no sense. Flying people, perfect sense. Black person as a king or queen, that's a stretch, right? You can't reimagine that. But now, you know, I've seen shows that are doing that, right? Forgot the name of that show that Donna is watching. She was watching the show, and I saw this black woman was a queen, and I was like, wow, this is different. This is very different. Well, of course, a black woman was a producer of that show. I think the same one that's behind Grey's Anatomy. Anyways, but these kind of things are happening, basically. No matter what we do, you know, if we base that on, you know, let me do that so they understand that I can do it, it's not gonna happen. Not like that. I don't believe that. We really, as black folks, we really need to dig into our power and use the resources that we have to really reimagine the way that we see ourselves. And it's okay. I don't think we need to strive for perfection anymore, as we've been doing, working 5-6 times harder than anybody else just to prove something. I try to do that. I mean, I want to be my best self, but my goal is not to be. My goal is not to do 6 times the work that a white person does, just so I can prove that person that I am worthy. I don't think that's the way to go anymore. So anyways, man, if you're still around after 10 minutes that's what I'm wondering, man. What are we gonna do with that momentum? And shout out to all of you, the allies. Let's keep on having that uncomfortable conversation, right? Let's get into it. Let's keep on being uncomfortable until this thing is fixed. And we will tell you when it's fixed. Don't tell us. We've been in these things. We know it better than you would. Appreciate the help. We can't do it without you. I don't believe we can, man. We have to work together. Just have this listening ear. You know, there's a momentum. Let's not waste it. Let's not go back to the old ways. We can't do that. 2020. Oof. That was not a regular year, so let's not do things the regular way. Alright? Peace and love. Love and light to you all. Have a great day.